Did Daniel Garcia cope with Adam Copeland?
Would Dax and Mox put on a technical classic?
And will Takeshita's next opponent be revealed? All that and more on this week's episode of Grapple-Sauce. Hit it, Dave.
Hey, welcome to the show. Daver here.
Hey, this guy's Chad.
And Chandler's back as well. How we doing today, Dave?
Oh, we're doing fan-freaking-tastic. They are on a roll with Dynamite. Really loving the vibe, the matches, the flow, the timing. Yeah, nailing it all around. They came to us from Austin, Texas, the HEB Center. Really liked it. How do you two feel about the overall vibe of the show?
It was good. We were kind of talking off camera, but it had like a fun, silly feeling, but not in a bad way.
Exactly. I like the silliest Dynamite I think I've ever seen, but like they pulled it off perfectly. That's a major compliment. Like I had a blast watching this episode. Like I think right after the Young Bucks segment, I was like, this is like I'm gonna remember this Dynamite. This is such a good one. And like just a week after the last one where we had the best ending to a match ever with Takeshita and Jericho. You had the great Sting, Darby Allin, Ricky Starks, Big Bill match. Like after such a fire Dynamite, we just had another one. So let's keep it rolling.
Yeah.
This
You
road to
didn't really get to watch during the like what people would consider peak AEW, but I don't know. Do you think it's kind of getting back there, Dave?
Like April, May 2021, getting into the summertime. Oh man, yeah. I'm getting that feel. Like I don't want to. I'm not one to get my hopes up. Not that kind of person, but I'm getting that tingle. I think Tony Khan. Oh, at least I want to think that he's got enough people around him telling him, "Hey, you should probably do A, B, and C, or else this isn't going to work." And I think he might be taking some advice.
Mhm.
Uh, Booking is improving, storylines are improving. One thing I want to get a real shout out to is Will Washington and his role in basically one of his jobs is to get African American talent over. They have such a diverse roster. I know early on, remember Chad with the Big Swole firing? There was
Yeah.
some accusations being thrown around about lack of diversity in AEW. Dude, that's the least of their worries.
Yeah.
uh, Queen Aminata, uh,
Swerve.
Keith, Brian Keith, Swerve. Good Lord, man! Like Willow, I love the diversity of the roster. Basically, I wanted to say.
even smaller acts like you mentioned Brian Keith, but I'd throw in Shane Taylor Productions. That's a duo
Yeah.
that I'm really liking right now, and I want to see more. I want to actually see them win something. Isn't that crazy? What about Top Flight? They're great. Private Party just came back.
Yep. I think they're doing a wonderful job. Yeah, just representing everybody, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And
just
of
wanted
course,
to
all the
throw
all
that
the
out.
lucha stars and Japanese stars too.
Yeah.
Man, dude. Yeah, really
The
into it.
Canadians, so many Canadians.
The most diverse Canadian ever, of course.
Uh, yeah. Really good stuff. Good vibe. Yeah, good time to be a AEW fan. Good time to be a wrestling fan, honestly. But we say that every year. uh, we started off with John Moxley versus Dax Harwood in a rare singles match for Dax Harwood. We get one maybe, I don't know, year and a half, and when we do, they are usually a banger. Kind of a different feel for this one. It wasn't a technical masterpiece. it really didn't even tell a story like I thought it would. Um, but yeah, at least we got to see them kiss each other.
That's what I came here for. I don't know about you two.
Yeah, I wanted more
Yeah.
tongue personally.
What?
Right? Yep. Yeah, perfect for Valentine's Day. I mean, why not? Uh, but yeah, we got lots of hard chops and strikes. Uh, we get Dax Harwood uh, fighting off elbows in the corner from Moxley. Dax Harwood superplexes Moxley. The crowd was super fired up for that. Uh, they headbutted each other over and over while they were on their knees on the mat. Dax Harwood got the sharpshooter on Moxley, but Moxley got out of it. Dax Harwood hit a big pile driver, covered for two. Moxley hit a cutter, a curb stomp, and a pile driver, covered for 2.999. Wow. Um, what a series of offense. Dax Harwood hit a sheer drop brainbuster, covered for 2.99. Then Dax went for a diving headbutt, uh, but he missed it, and Moxley got the rear naked choke on Dax, and Dax ended up tapping out. Moxley wouldn't let go. Cash Wheeler had to come out to help Dax. Then Claudio ran out. FTR got taken out, and the BCC stand tall. Kind of a out of nowhere feud. They had to, give them something, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was a pretty fun match. Wasn't It was definitely my lowest point on the show, I would say, just because I enjoyed everything else a lot more. But there was a fantastic Liger bomb from Dax Hardwood to Mr. John Moxley that was pretty dang good. And of course, I think my favorite part about Moxley matches now is just how he's able to get that choke in so seamlessly. And this time it was a diving headbutt. What's it going to be next? Is Cash Wheeler going to go for one of his forbidden dives? And is that going to cost him the match next week on Dynamite? Ooh. How'd you
Yeah,
feel, Chad?
yeah, I'm a little bit of a psychopath, so I love the MMA brutality to the feel to this. Uh, Part of me was like had myself convinced going in, like that was going to be the expectation was that fight. So I feel like I thought maybe they would try to do more technical mat wrestling, go for like a little bit of a Bret Hart feel, but they did not. They just beat the living hell out of each other, and I enjoyed it. Gave me that grr violence feel. The those headbutts made them look like a couple of angry goats, and I was there for it. So all in all, I enjoyed it. It was a good way to get me in for a good old night of the graps.
I think they even said like they look like battering ram or they look like rams. So they knew. They knew.
yeah. Um, yeah, I'm never gonna complain about a Dax Harwood match. He can go. Like every match he's been in solo, you know, was a good one.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'd always say like shoot 3.5 to 4 stars easy
Mhm.
for a TV match. Always great.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, we'll undoubtedly get I mean, wouldn't you think Revolution, some kind of match? But we are getting the match we thought we'd get at Revolution on Dynamite, right?
Yeah, we're getting FTR versus Claudio and what's his butt? Moxley. Why did I forget his name already? And the other member of those trios, Brian Danielson, is already tied up with Kingston, and it looks like Garcia is going to at least be tied up with Mr. Christian Cage. So I don't think they'll have a trios match if they do on the pay per view. It will probably be on not. There's no collision this week, but the next collision they come back on. That's what I would see them putting the trios match on.
Cool.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, what could they do? Upgrade the tag match to a cage to make it pay-per-view worthy?
I was thinking of
Uh,
that, even though they just did that. I don't know. Maybe a tables match. I love me a tables match.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they can make it, cool stipulation, make it worth it. Um, but yeah, anyway, moving along, we get the lovely Renee Paquette with the Don Callis family. She wants to know what's next for the family. Uh, well, we found out Don Callis needs to be on the pay-per-view, he says. And no one's willing to step up, so it'll be
I
within the
will.
family.
I'll make Takeshita look good. He can do it. He can knee my head off. I don't care.
uh, we're finally gonna figure out who Will Ospreay is gonna face. Good old Takeshita. Uh, Big mystery we've been wondering about. Finally revealed. Um, yeah. How do you feel about that, Chandler?
Oh, I can't wait. Like my first thought was, oh no, he's gonna be fed to Osprey, but I was like, no, this is so much more than that. This is I know he's wrestled in AEW, but now he's an official AEW talent. So this will be his first match under them and working for them directly. So you're gonna need a steady, reliable hand. It's not like Osprey can't wrestle a broom and give it 5 stars, but you'll need someone to at least show the AEW audience, hey, this is Takeshita. He just tapped out Jericho. Look at what he does with Will Ospreay. Oh my gosh, Will Ospreay just beat him. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's all you got to do. So I'm looking forward to this match. I think it'll be great. And at least Takeshita's on the pay-per-view in a match I
Yeah.
really want to see.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be amazing. Like, I'm sorry, like, there's a lot of good stuff going on Revolution. These two are probably gonna steal the show.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, like, I think Takesha's one of the few guys on the card that could actually step up to Osprey and wrestle at his level.
I agree.
I think
Yeah.
Osprey's gonna have to step up to Takeshita's level, if I'm being
Ooh,
honest.
do, do,
Takeshita's gonna give that kid a little rub.
do you think Takesha's gonna get off the rolling German suplexes? Because those are friggin' awesome.
He'll flip out of them. Will Osprey's insane. He'll just flip out of it.
True, true.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match. Uh, yeah, I did not think it would be going in that direction, but who's turning on who? That can't, end well.
Callis will get jealous of Will Osprey or something like that. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're too good. You're too big for us," and they'll beat him up.
Yeah,
There.
yeah. You don't want Osprey really saddled to that faction for longer than you got to because he's just bigger than it.
Yeah. Could Will Ospreay fit into the Bang Bang Scissor Gang?
You want 7 people in that? Oh my gosh. Uh,
I mean, I'm curious and I kind of want to see what would happen now.
okay. Another question: will the Bang Bang Scissor Gang last long enough for that to happen? Because that
Ooh,
I
yeah,
don't think so.
they're gonna implode.
I would be surprised if they make it to Revolution. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if they make it past.
uh, anyway. Oh man, after that we get a Wardlow squash match versus Barrett Brown.
We sure
Big, big,
did.
big nobody. We got Wardlow wearing a knee brace, Adam Cole on commentary. Didn't say a word. He clearly watched our show and heard how horrible he was
Oh, he worked on
last
himself.
time.
It was an
Uh,
improvement.
yep. We get a knee to the head to Barrett Brown. Then Wardlow flexes in the camera again. Then he does kind of a slow spinning last ride power bomb for the win. Uh, yeah, Wardlow picking up an easy win, probably to pad that record for the new rankings.
Yeah. for me, I was like, at least he can still wrestle and at least he can do a match. But what we were going with was him building up with a card. You know, he beat Willie Mack and then he beat Trent and then he beat Commander and then he beat some random guy who no one's ever heard of. I'm sure people have, not to disgrace the great name of Brown Baron or Baron Brown, but
I kind of just wish they called him Baron Blade, though. I don't know if you played 2K at all, but he was always one of the antagonists in career mode. Was just a terrible jobber named Baron Blade, and he keeps coming back in all the career modes.
oh my gosh, a little callback, a little reference. Yeah, why a real life Baron Blade.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah, we were getting a little momentum built with Wardlow. Yeah, he kind of downgraded with Barrett Brown here, but um, I think the big picture is more wins make making him more worthy for the world title shot down the line. So yeah, man, how will that play out? By the time he gets to it, will Joe still have it, or will it be swerved by then?
I predict he'll be a match on a Dynamite.
Ooh.
And Joe's going to have to pull out a lot of stops. It'll be because we're all believing that Joe's going to retain. So it'll be somewhere between Revolution and Double or Nothing. And it'll be like, hey, it's Dynamite Fighter Fest or Fight for the Fallen. I don't know when those are around, but it's Joe versus Wardlow. And Joe will just eke out the victory.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Quite possibly Quake at the Lake. Wasn't that one?
Ooh, I like that. Bring that back,
Was
Tony Khan.
Ooh, I don't remember that.
That
Was it?
might have been an old
Was it one?
WCW. They're all kind of mushed into my brain now.
I like it though. Um, cool. Yeah. After that Wardlow match, we get footage of Matthew and Nicholas Jackson arriving in their jet, still wearing their bloody white suits that they beat down Sting and Darby in. Apparently, they wore that in their uh, Rampage match too last week. So
They better pay AR Fox those royalties for stealing his idea because he came up with that first, and they're gonna wear him at Revolution probably.
yeah,
Yeah,
ugh,
that
they're
looks
gonna
very uncomfortable to
think,
wrestle in.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Cool. After that, we get really great match. Adam Copeland versus Daniel Garcia. We get Daddy Magic on commentary. Love that. He's super great on commentary. Let that be his uh after retirement from the ring. Make that be his role for AEW, please. Um Garcia gets an ankle lock on Copeland. Copeland got to the ropes. Garcia uh it was mentioned that he trains with Jake Hager weekly. Kind of a cool little tidbit to add to the story here. We get some good mat work from Garcia to Copeland. Garcia dances while he's got Copeland kind of in a half Romero special leg lock. Copeland steals some glasses from a fan and crushes them during picture in picture. Definitely working as the heel. Garcia does a dragon screw to Copeland from the top turnbuckle. Copeland hit an avalanche impaler on Garcia, then goes for a spear. Garcia dodges the spear and covers Copeland for two. Nick Wayne and Killswitch come to the ring and attack Copeland and Garcia. The match got declared a no contest. Christian Cage and Mother Wayne walk to the ring. Daddy Magic tries to stop them, but Killswitch takes him out. Garcia gets choke slammed. Copeland gets low blowed by Mother Wayne, and Christian does a concerto to Adam Copeland, building that heat for the match for sure. Uh, so what are they going to do here? They can't replicate the Samoa Joe. We'll have to do a three-way.
Uh,
Uh,
I think that's exactly what they're gonna do, unfortunately. And I say the way you make it different is do an elimination match. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. You have all three of these guys in there, Christian's out first, so we're guaranteed a new champ, and then Garcia wins that way. So you can carry on the Adam Copeland Christian feud one more month, and they can go to Double or Nothing, this time without the title, and they can reconcile, and you give Garcia a new title. And that way he kind of set up that idea of, oh, baby faces are winning. Maybe Swerve will, that cheeky baby face, and then he won't because Joseph is going to retain. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But my goodness, I loved this match so much. It was probably my match of the night. I don't know why. I don't know if you felt it, but for some reason, this is the first time I've seen Adam Copeland in AEW, not just Edge, and he's like hanging around. Like, it felt like he's got his own character he's finally crafted that's different. And I really liked the heel bits he was working. And it's not like I want him to turn heel and be a baddie, but I liked his little tweenerness, which makes sense for the ultimate opportunist that he has been his entire career. I think my one of my favorite bits in the match was I think they called it the jackknife pin, which is the specific one that Garcia's been doing. And I want to say no one's kicked out of that since he's at least pinned Brody King with it and then Continental Classic. And Copeland was the first one to do so. And I think that was a really nice touch. Like, oh, Copeland's on another level than anyone that Garcia's been wrestling. And he still took him to the limit. And my only problem with it is that it ended 5 minutes early. I wanted more of this and those dastardly heels, but we're gonna get more of it. So I'm all for that. How'd you feel about it, Chad?
Oh, same. Like, yeah, I didn't want it to end. I was really bummed. I get why they did it. Great heat. Part of me thinks like Garcia won't be involved in the Revolution match, but I don't know. I wouldn't be disappointed if he was, because he's such a great up and comer, and pairing him up with like the likes of like Copeland and Christian is just way more ways for him to learn. Yeah, like I said, like give it a few years down the road, I think he could be the next like Swerve, like just the rising star they're pushing, and we're going to be cheering for him to grab that belt.
Gosh, I hope so. I'd love it.
my prediction is it won't be a triple threat, but Copeland and Garcia will at least have a tag match against Killswitch and Nick Wayne in the next week or two.
Hmm.
Uh,
And they'll
and
have
then
to learn to coexist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
hope exist.
Whoa! End it. That's the high note.
Done. Cool. Yeah. After that, we get a little recap of the Adam Page and Swerve match that ended in a time limit draw. Uh, and we're going to get a three-way match because of that. After that, we get a Samoa Joe segment. Uh, he takes credit for the return of the rankings, and he's mad that there's going to be a three-man match now. He said there will be repercussions and they will walk in, but they will both limp out of the match. Swerve's music hits and he comes to the ring, says the more Joe runs his mouth, the more things look personal. He is on his way to becoming the greatest of all time. He says Joe needs to put respect on his resume and accomplishments. And at Revolution, he will hold the belt above his head. Hangman interrupts and says he wasn't mad last week. Last week was horseshit. He says Swerve couldn't beat him and had 30 minutes to do it. And Swerve was, quote, added to the match. Uh, Says Swerve doesn't deserve 1 second of his time, let alone 5 more minutes, because he couldn't get the job done. Joe says, uh, I'm Samoa Joe, and come Revolution, I'm going to whoop both your asses. Uh, cool segment. Definitely a lot of heat building. I'm really into it. Uh, the main event world title scene is hot, hot, hot.
Yeah. So I got a question for you guys. Is Swerve kind of the face in all this? Like he started
Yes.
off as heel, but he ain't the heel no more.
I think last week was that turning point. I really think it was a double turn. Less so maybe for Swerve, but more so definitely for Page because he was cutting mostly a heel promo. It felt vaguely baby facious because he's been a baby face for so long, but it felt like a rock promo kind of that he's cutting right now where he's saying somewhat like things we should be excited for, but it's not. But yeah, I loved this promo. I loved this segment. I'm super excited for this match. I wrote down Paige is getting the Cody treatment, and that's twofold because at the WrestleMania press conference they had a few weeks ago, Cody came out last and he didn't have any music and he just came out to interrupt him. He's like, whoa, 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 you guys are stupid, and here's why. And he's getting the AEW Cody treatment because he's a face and he's getting booed. But this time it's working because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Is he going to do a pedigree?
oh, he's got to do a crossroads.
Ooh. I do have one
Oh,
minor
man.
quibble with this segment, though. The segment I thought was great, but the previous advertisements like we'll hear from Joe Swerve and Hangman, but then they ran it like a promo train, which is kind of like feels like interruption, and it's sort of like mildly like, well, how would you know that he was going to interrupt? So I don't know. I feel like they could have framed it or differently or advertised it differently.
Yeah, like maybe Tony Schiavone was already in the ring for something else, but maybe have it be like Tony Schiavone will interview all three of these men at once in the ring. Like,
Yeah. It's
I
just a
think even
minor. It was a great segment. It was just kind of like I was just taken out of it a little with those thoughts.
even keep it simply, we'll hear from Samoa Joe,
mhm.
and we all know that they're gonna come out. You know what I mean?
I think that would be better. Like, yeah, I guess you want to advertise that Swerve and Hangman will be on the show, but if you had just said, "Oh, we'll hear from Joe," and then they came out as a shock, that would be good. I also loved how Joe just delivered his last line. He was like, "I'm so sick of you boys. You're squabbling. I'm gonna whoop both your asses." He just threw the mic and walk away, and I was like, "God, I want Samoa Joe to have that title for 5 years."
Yeah.
Yeah, he earned it, man. He looks good with it. He's a threat, a mean, bad man.
Mhm.
Yeah. He feels like a champion.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, everyone out there, comment down below. Let us know what you think about the whole three-way match, the whole world title scene in general, and how's Samoa Joe doing as champ right now? Do you feel like I do? He's doing great. And don't forget to like and subscribe while you're at it. We're trying to get to 250 subs.
Yeah, we just hit
Uh,
150 this week.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, let us know anything we can do to make our show more flashy so people can stand to watch it longer and longer and longer. Uh, yeah, we're
Yeah, and if you have a hard time watching us on YouTube, check us out on the audio realm. Listen to us on your commute, or maybe we'll let us put you to sleep. We're available where all major audio podcasts are found.
And if podcasts aren't your thing, we also have a lot of short form videos on the channel, like of various top fives. I know Chad made a wonderful one about top five goofiest moments in wrestling. I know Dave has made a wonderful one about the top five best wrestlers to don face paint. So check them all out. Why not?
Wow,
yeah,
guys, we
yeah.
almost sounded professional there. Good
Whoa,
job.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's talk about some bums real quick, okay?
Uh, so yeah, we're at let's see, we're at Wet Ink, right?
I didn't even think of that. Let's go. I was right. I knew it. I knew it. Best film ever. Redo the Oscars, guys. We forgot one.
Dude, the music, the delivery of all the lines, man, she should be in Hollywood. Like I'm telling you.
She is.
Uh,
She's a star. She's plucked straight from there. So
yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, man. So we get her getting a new tattoo during the whole thing. Her tattoo reminds her of Diana. She was her young girl. Uh, she nurtured her bosom of, of brilliance, suckled her teat of talent, and now she bit the teat that feeds her. I was losing my mind laughing during this, by the way.
Mhm.
Uh, So while she's getting her tattoo, my favorite part was she goes,
Well, it's like she was gonna like square up with the guy. She's like, like the whole thing was great. And Mariah May is like holding her hand, like she's like, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay." Like, oh my gosh, this was so surreal. I can't believe this is wrestling. She's the women's champ,
Luther
and this is amazing.
Luther held up the coat so she could watch.
And like,
Dude.
kudos to her for getting a real ass tattoo for an angle. Like, that was something I said. I was like, oh, what if she gets a
That's
new tattoo? And I was
commitment.
like, that's a lot for an angle. I wouldn't blame her if she didn't. And she did. So that's really cool.
Yeah. She says, "You want the old Tony Storm? You'll get the old Tony Storm and so much more. What do you do when you can't change the past? You kill it." And the tattoo is basically a knife through the duck.
Yeah.
Not through the duck, but pretty much.
Yeah.
Uh, Brilliant. Effing mwah, chef's kiss, brilliant, amazing.
Well, then there was
Uh,
a little cherry on top with the like it was a 20-second Deanna Perrazzo segment, and it was exactly what it was supposed to be. Like I was like, God, Tony Storm looks great, and then Deanna
yeah,
Perrazzo looks great.
dude. She wanted to keep it short and sweet. She basically just said, "Tony, I'm gonna break your arm, bitch." Like, oh my gosh, like perfect. And whatever word, Italian word she said about Tony that
I
she
think like
talks too much.
Yaba Yoga or something like that.
Yeah, that'll work.
But I like Renee
uh,
where she was like, I know I'm supposed to ask you what you think, but I don't even know what I think. So you wanna just talk? Like, I know we say it all the time, but god damn it, Renee is great.
Yeah.
Gold. Yeah, that what a good segment, man. I'm officially like okay, so Bully Ray was saying on whatever podcast he does that he wished they would tell you more about the tattoo and like what it meant and like I think they did an okay job like the fact that they mentioned it and that they got it. I mean, they don't have to say, "Oh, it's a duck," because we went to here and had duck, like we don't
Mhm.
need that. But I
Yeah.
like that they took this to such a personal level too. Uh can't beat it. Like good storytelling. I can't wait for the damn match. Like now it's going to be a freaking masterpiece. So, yeah, can't wait.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think yeah, that's it's still insane to me that somebody got a tattoo on camera for an angle. That's just amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm bang into this and yeah, I agree. Like it was like a real good reflection of both their characters. Tony's over the top, then Deanna's just straightforward, badass, like quick to the point end. I was like, yeah, it was just a great segment front to back.
The one negative is it kind of does kill my theory of she's in a match and she gets clocked and the old Tony Storm comes back because she was like, oh, like, she basically was like, oh, you'll get it, like the old Tony Storm. She could be riffing, but it does kind of kill that theory, which is fine. It's a dumb theory, but I would have
I'd
popped
still love
big.
to see it.
I would have popped so hard. It's okay. My Thunder Rosa real women's world champion one is coming back. Just wait.
Yeah, I want that too. Um Cool. Yeah. After that amazing segment, we got Nicholas and Matthew Jackson arriving in their limo uh, for their match with Top Flight. They're wearing their suits with the blood on it from Darby and Sting. Nicholas starts with a hat on while he wrestled, but that fell off pretty soon. We got Taz sucking up to the Young Bucks. I like that part of it.
Mhm.
We got Darius Martin doing a guillotine and Zogiri to Matthew Jackson. Dante cross-bodied Matthew Jackson from the top turnbuckle, covered for two. Matthew fakes a super kick into a DDT to Dante Martin. Darius Martin hits an assisted DDT to Matthew. Darius does a standing Spanish fly to Matthew Jackson. Matthew Jackson covers with his feet on the rope. Rick Knox caught him, but Nick argued with him and distracted him. Matthew low blow Darius, and they do the EVP trigger for the win. Tony Schiavone gets in the ring to interview them, and Matthew says they should be number one or number one contenders in the rankings because they are undefeated so far in 2024. Tony Schiavone said what they did to Sting was despicable. Matthew says he uh, therefore publicly disparaged the company, and Nicholas says that he owes $1,000 fine. Nicholas knocks over Tony Schiavone down on the mat. They go to help him up, and they hint at giving him the EVP trigger, but then Darby Allin runs out. Darby asked them what the AEW mission statement was, and it is to change the world. The Young Bucks wouldn't hire him, but they hired their shit friends. He brings up the only EVP with brains hired him, not Kenny Omega. We got Cody Chance on AEW
Yeah,
Dynamite.
we're so in,
Uh,
baby.
And basically, Darby says it's showtime, agreeing to the match. Got a couple problems with it. Uh, Darby didn't bring up the beatdown at all. That wasn't the problem. Like he didn't mention that at all, and I think that was kind of an important thing.
Yeah, I'll get into it. I loved the match. First of all, I'm already liking these. Like, I think I just needed to see the Young Bucks wrestle and see how they've developed and changed. And now I'm all on board. I like how they had a good cop, bad cop routine. I like how one of them, I'm not going to pretend I know which one, but I know they're playing different roles. The bad cop went up to the commentary and was like, "You guys suck. I'm going to fine all of you if you don't all do it great." And then the other one was like, "You guys are all doing great. You guys are, oh, I love you guys. Keep doing like I enjoy that crap." And this felt like, I've never seen Top Flight and the Young Bucks wrestle before, but they told it in a way where these guys have wrestled before, they know each other and they can counter each other. I love that. One of them faked out a super kick and then just went up with a DDT. I thought that was such a fun little spot. Like genuinely, like I thought this was a really good match. And I put it, how I've been calling Dante Martin, he's back. He's no longer back. He's here. This is his moment. I loved this match. It was a lot of fun. Then we get to the end bit with Darby Allin, and I'm torn because it's not Sting agreeing to Sting's last match, right? It's Darby
Mhm.
Allin, which and it was like a week too early. Like Darby's already back from that massacre we were seeing, which is like it didn't work for me, but
Brother.
I liked it because everyone else was selling it. They were like, "Oh, that was horrible." And so Darby's back a week later without Sting, and Sting didn't take much. So I would have pushed it out a week and I would have had them both back. Darby didn't even have his belt. So, but it was a good promo he cut. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I wanted, I guess, especially like Sting not having that agency.
I think Darby could have slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
He should do that most of the time when he does the promo.
Mhm. But I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say,
Kind of felt like he was reading off lines, like he was just like trying to spit everything out before he forgot it all.
Mhm.
how'd you feel about the match, Chad?
I loved it. I think the EVPs like changed up their style from the Bucks quite a bit. Like they feel like real just asshole heels. Like they weren't doing nearly the high flying stuff they were. They were selling a lot. They were dirty. Top Flight, as always, were amazing. That Spanish Fly was fucking rad. Kind of like a slingshot Spanish Fly. I was like, what?
Yeah.
They were doing like almost shades of Shawn Michaels versus Hogan, like overselling. Like we were kind of getting there, and
Mhm.
I loved it. I think we're gonna see a lot of that for Sting. I think they're gonna like dramatically oversell, like almost cartoonish amounts, and I'm gonna be
Mhm.
there for it. I'm gonna love it. And then yeah, I guess like the Darby stuff really online was people like there was a lot of heat on both people loving it and hating it. So I was kind
Damn.
of right in the middle. Like I thought it was a good promo, but I do see like yeah, him not referencing the beatdown, the fact that they're wearing suits with his friggin' blood on it, and he was more just concerned about with like who they were 4 years ago. I was like, kind of,
Mhm.
there's definitely a disconnect.
Mhm. I will say, uh, more things that I liked about it. I did like when Tony Schiavone was interviewing them, and they're like, "We're the number one contenders," and he was like, "Okay," and then he was like asking him another question. They went like the interview, like, "See," and it was their graphic, and I just felt like the right amount of corny, like it worked. And then when they like one of them was trying to help him up, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna hit it," and then the other one went, I was like, "Please, please, 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 please."
Yeah, so I'm not the only one that really wanted them to do it.
I don't know if Tony Schiavone can take that kind of a bump, and if he can't, of course he shouldn't have done it. But oh my god, they should have done it. Oh my god, they should have done it. That would have been so good.
Oh, thank God I'm not the only one that thought that.
And then they were like, "We're 2-0. That's another Dustin streak, baby. We're back. More Dustin streaks." So like for me, I loved this Oh my god, one more thing. So when Darby was like, "All right, I want this match," they were all like, "If you really want this, we can pull some strings for you." Like these guys are on one. They're so great right now. So
Yeah.
I'm
Remember at the beginning of this, we were all like, "We'll let it play out." Now we've let it play out, and it's kind of friggin' awesome.
well, at the beginning it did suck because they
Yeah.
just came
It
out and they were
did.
like, "Look at me with my bad mustache," and then they came out again and they were like, "Well, listen." They were basically like WWE, am I right? But now they're just playing like a completely different thing, which I don't think of any previous authority figure because they're not really an authority figure. Like they kind of are the number one contenders for the tag titles because it's not really a division right now, and it just makes sense. Like everything they were doing makes sense, and it's not like people are actually getting fined. So I think they're really working right now. I'll eat my humble cake on that. I still don't want
Yeah.
them to win. That's where I still
Yeah.
don't want them to win.
Oh,
Yeah.
do
I,
you
I like.
think there'll be some weird twist in it, but do you think they'll try to do the "I love you, goodbye" thing
They can't help themselves.
Oh,
They
with
can't
Ric
help it.
Flair on ringside?
Oh
Like
no, that's what they're doing. That's why they brought Ric Flair.
they'll twist it somehow, but you know that they're gonna go for that spot, right?
What if they do it to Darby?
Yes.
oh.
I'm sorry, I love you. And Sting's like, I'm the one retiring.
Or maybe they do it to Flair.
Yes. I'm sorry,
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
you.
Love it. Yeah. See, there's so many cool things that could happen. Like I'm really excited for the whole pay-per-view.
Mhm.
Oh man. But yeah, again, he should have brought up the blood and the beatdown and things that were more pertinent to the situation. Uh,
Remember Sting's
but yeah,
kids? They're not wrestlers. They got that's assault. That's assault. They didn't agree to that.
they're civilians.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine? That's what New Jack did. That's why people hate him. Like,
So deep down, I'm hoping that they're gonna debut as a tag team,
oh, what do you mean? Like,
the Sons of Sting.
no, no, those people don't care.
Woo! I
What?
want it.
I want, they're going for the hot tag and they're like, come on, you can make it. Come on, I'm right here. Come on, I'm right here. Like, oh, my hand's out. It's all right. It's all the way out.
I want painted faces.
And the
I
crowd
want
goes mild.
one to be Surfer and one to be Crow.
I'll take that. I like that. One surfer, one joker.
I was
They
kind
can
of, yeah, I was gonna say,
alternate.
I was kind of hoping we'd get at least one Joker Sting in the run.
They can alternate each match to a different Sting persona.
Never mind. I think I like the Sting and Sons.
See, I sold it. Oh man. Anyway, we're going off a track here.
Mhm.
Uh, cool. We get Renee with the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Love it. Love seeing them all together. She wants to know what's next. What's their goal? Uh, Austin says we should have a 12-man match on Rampage, and then Billy goes, "You know what? We should have a 12-man match on Rampage," and everyone
Mhm.
goes, "Yeah." Uh, cool stuff. Man, like, do I have? I think this every freaking Dynamite. Like, should I watch Rampage for this one thing that sounds cool? I don't know. I don't have that much time,
We should come up with who they didn't announce it. Who are the 6 guys they're fighting?
They didn't say.
right?
We're gonna guess.
It's
Okay, I'm
not
gonna say Commander, who takes a lot of pins. Commander, Brian Keith, Shane Taylor Productions, uh, Griff Garrison, bring him back, and Dustin Rhodes. There you go.
Uh,
There's your dream team.
all right. I'm gonna say Gates of Agony, Brian Cage. Oh man, Outrunners.
Oh,
Ooh, gotta get
Ooh.
them in.
okay, okay.
And Dalton Castle.
Oh man, with the
I
boys?
didn't say the boys. He could have. Okay, I changed my answer. Dalton Castle and 5 boys.
Yes, yes, yes.
They're growing. They're growing.
Oh
And one of
man.
them's just clearly Wardlow with a
Oh.
boy mask on.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
I'll watch Rampage if they do
Perfect.
that. I'll watch Rampage
Every week.
every week religiously.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah, I could come up with 6 guys, but you guys pretty much did everybody. Uh, yeah, fun stuff. Um, cool. Yeah. After that, we get the one Dynamite women's match we get now each week. A little later in the night too than the normal time slot. Uh, Willow Nightingale versus Sky Blue. We got Stokely Hathaway officially with Willow Nightingale and Statlander, kind of a weird heel manager with baby faces. Who's gonna uh flip flop here? Are they gonna turn heel or is he gonna
I don't
uh
like. I really liked this match, and the ending was just weird because like Sky Blue got screwed. The goth heel that's been screwing
yeah,
other people over. Like, huh? Okay.
yep, really weird. So yeah, we got Willow doing a scoop slam to Sky Blue for a 2 count. Willow pounces Sky Blue across the entire ring. We get 3 lariats to Sky Blue from Willow. At that moment, I wrote down here, Sky just looked stupid, like taking 3 lariats, just taking one, getting up, boom, getting up, boom. Like she looked like a fool. Uh, Willow hit a spine buster and covers with a high stack for a 2 count. Sky hits a power bomb on Willow. Stokely saw that Willow was in trouble, got up on the apron. Sky hit a beautiful code blue on Willow. Aubrey is distracted and arguing with Stokely. Sky has Willow covered and is screaming for Aubrey to count. Willow didn't end up getting pinned because of that. She gets up, she does the doctor bomb to Sky Blue for the win. Definitely cheated. uh, so yeah, do you think Willow's gonna like confront him about it, or is she gonna be like, "Hmm, no, turning Willow heel would be the dumbest thing ever."
Yeah, I don't think she's like one of the few people I don't think can go heel. She's just too bubbly and effervescent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's got such a fun gimmick. I don't know how, but MJF turned face, Paige is turning heel. They can do anything as long as they try.
Yeah.
So I just like again, I actually really liked this match. I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, it was just an odd finish because I was sitting there like, I like Sky Blue and I like Julia Hart. I like them a lot together. So of course I want them to win. But here I was like, the heel got screwed? Huh? That like and it was kind of the same thing where they were hyping up for a while a Willing Nightingale versus I want to say Mercedes Martinez match, and it ended in a roll up. And I was like, this is a blood feud where you're trying to prove like who's better, and because she's always beaten you, so you finally beat her, and then to end it in a roll up was just kind of like an odd choice for me. And that's what this was like. Oh, Sky Blue's been against us for months. We finally got to reconcile with her, and we're finally having this match, and it ended weirdly, but we'll see where it goes.
Um, yeah, I'm kind of into it. Hopefully, I don't have to pick it up on Rampage, which I probably would have to. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Um, cool. Wow, we're already at our main event. Damn.
Ooh,
Time for the main event.
hot main event. Hot main event.
Yeah, man, oh man. It was a Texas death match in Texas.
What?
uh,
I don't
uh,
get it.
I mean, they've called Texas death matches that, and when they weren't in Texas. So
Like Full
I,
Gear was in California, and that was still a Texas death match. So,
yep, yep, yep. That's why I like feel like it was extra
mhm,
appropriate.
mhm.
Um, so oddly enough, this was not a international title match. Uh,
No,
so yeah, no belt on the line. Orange Cassidy versus Matt Taven. Uh, man, I really am impressed with Matt Taven. Like what he did in this match. Uh, yeah, really impressed me. I liked that he pretended to call out the Undisputed Kingdom to distract Orange Cassidy and took advantage and attacked him from behind. Uh, yeah, I got written down here. Taven can go. Uh, we get we want tables chants. They fight on the outside. Orange Cassidy uh, hurdles over the barricade instead of slamming into it, which I thought was super cool and creative. Uh, Matt Taven hit a beautiful elbow drop on Orange Cassidy from the stage to the floor on a table. The table didn't break all the way. So Taven suplexes Orange Cassidy on the propped up table and it finally breaks.
Yeah, do you think that
We
was a
get
bit of improv?
I do.
Yeah,
I
that was a
do.
good recovery. It looked great.
It did. Whew. Uh, we get a running knee strike to Orange Cassidy on the ramp. We got Orange Cassidy bleeding pretty bad from the head. Uh, Taven hit a really nice DDT to Orange Cassidy. And he grabs another table, props it up on the commentary desk. I do believe the DDT is the move of the night, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, Tony, they got the memo from Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's see. Taven can't knock Orange Cassidy into the table after multiple attempts. We get a drop kick. That didn't work. So he dives onto OC over the ropes, but Orange Cassidy moved out of the way. Taven hit the table and it exploded, like completely exploded. Like, holy shit. The crowd loved it. They were chanting, holy shit. Yeah, unbelievable. That was a cool spot. Yeah, really great. Orange Cassidy found a Valentine from Chucky Taylor. Ended up having thumbtacks in it. Uh, yep. Chandler, you're not used to those completely yet.
I've seen
Uh,
them once in one WWE match in like 2016. I hated them then, and I still hate them now. They're my least favorite thing. But like, if people want to take them more for them, but like, oh, I hate them.
Orange Cassidy pours them on the mat. Then Orange got shoved on the tacks. Uh, Taven misses a frog splash on the tacks, and then Orange Cassidy does a spinning DDT to Taven on the tacks. Orange Cassidy grabs a chain and a wood heart-shaped box. Mike Bennett comes out of nowhere and hits Orange Cassidy with that heart-shaped wooden box. Trent comes out with a box of flowers with a pipe in it. Trent hits Bennett with the pipe. Taven throws a chair right at Trent's face, and that was, I don't think that went completely as planned. Uh, it looked really bad. And then he slammed Trent face first into a chair. Orange Cassidy hit a orange punch with a chain on Matt Taven. Then he hit beach break on the tacks and the chairs. Uh, Matt Taven ripped Orange Cassidy's pockets off, but Orange Cassidy hit another orange punch. The ref started counting, and Roderick Strong runs in, goes to hit Orange Cassidy with a running knee, but Trent takes the bullet on that, and Taven is counted out. Orange Cassidy won. Uh, Man, what is going on with Trent? Is he not turning heel?
No, he is. He is. This is like the setup to it. This is like, oh, I take all these bullets from you, and you weren't there for me. So that's where that's going.
Okay,
And
that makes sense. Yeah.
oh my gosh. So this match, where did it come from?
Right?
Why were they holding on to it? And like, could you like this match was great. Could you shave off a little bit of that greatness and sprinkle it on the rest of this feud? Because it's been dog shit. So like it's just crazy that like it's been so bad. And then they're like, okay, Kingdom member number 2, go and have a death match with Orange Cassidy and make sure it fucking bangs. Like, what? Why couldn't the rest of the feud been like this?
Yeah. Do you think that Taven went out there and was like, I bet you I can get onto the intro the next time they recut it. Let me dive face first through a table.
Yeah, let me do something crazy. Like, let me do a Darby Allin bump. That'll get me into the main event of Dynamite. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, man, super impressed. I was telling Chandler about my Devil Dumpling Gang tier list. Taven has now moved up to the number 3 spot.
Ooh.
Uh, I got Wardlow number 1, most intriguing, most important. I mean, Adam Cole, he's pretty up there, like
Ooh.
as far as intriguingness and importance on the roster. Then I got Taven bumped up, man. Then I got Roddy and Bennett. Taven leapfrogged Roddy.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. He's doing really good. I think for me, it would still be Wardlow number one. I was kind of poo-pooing him, but by de facto, I'd give Taven number two because I'm not digging anyone else. And I would say Bennett number three in the way of like he's not doing anything. And then I would say Roderick number four because
Oh shit.
like this is just personal. He hurts me so much. And then Adam Cole, like I would take him off TV. You don't want like he can't look intimidating in a wheelchair. He just doesn't.
No.
So don't have him
Nope.
out. He doesn't look intimidating on crutches. So don't have him out. I know I was just saying that I want to see the faction come out every single time. I want to see the Kingdom support Wardlow, not Adam Cole in a wheelchair. So
Yeah.
I get it. Their hands are tied, but there's other ways we could do this.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to pivot great. Like that's one of the things. Like in WWE, whenever they have like an injury or whatever, they pivot so perfectly almost all the time. Like they, they think on their feet. Where like this one, I feel like Tony kind of gets an idea in his head, and if he can't go through with it, it just kind of crumbles.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a way to recover this, and what they did in the main event is a great first step, but it is also like, but what's next, right? Is there going to be another death match? Is there going to be a ladder match? Is there going to be a hardcore match? Like, is Bennett going to get his licks in? Is Wardlow going to get his licks in? Like, where do we go from here? Does Roderick Strong have this kind of intensity? Like, these are all these things that I'm thinking. And like, if you just built them up well, I like this would have been par for the course. This would have been like, wow, what a great match. Can't wait for the match at the pay-per-view. But this is the one at the pay-per-view where I'm still not looking forward to it.
So did it basically go like, oh, the Devil Dumpling Gang aren't cool enough for the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, so we'll give them to the best friends for a consolation prize. Like, right?
Yeah. Let's see if you can handle the best friends, and if you can move on from them, you'll go on to Lance Archer and the Righteous. And if you can beat them, we have this new group with Sting's Sons and the Outrunners. If you can beat them, then you might be able to take on the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. But by then they'll be broken up.
Yeah.
So now you got to go feud with Dalton Castle and the boys.
All 5 boys.
Yeah. Yep. How's Wardlow gonna do?
How's he gonna do double duty?
Double duty.
He just Damian Mizdouse himself out of the ring. He's like, and he's like in the like fighting himself to the back, and everyone's just like,
Has he finally lost it?
Can someone bring MJF out and like fix this? This isn't working.
Please. Oh man. Oh, but yeah, great main event. I really liked it. Little bloody Valentine action.
Mm-hmm.
Like Matt Taven a lot. I think we've only, seen a little bit of what he can do. I had faith. I knew the Kingdom was pretty cool. Been around forever, you know. Cool. Yeah, great episode.
Yeah. We want to get into
very
highs.
satisfied.
Very satisfied. Anyone got some highs and lows they want to throw out there?
Yeah. For my high point, going wet ink. Specifically.
I'm gonna clip that.
Lost my mind when she did that. It reminded me, I don't know if you guys watched the old Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Putties.
No.
Oh God. Oh my. I'm having flashbacks all of a sudden.
All from
They
Tony
were the
Storm. What a
they're
genius.
the they're the bad guys.
Oh my
Fun
gosh.
stuff. Let's see. Low point. Uh, Darby not delivering what I needed from his promo. He left a lot of stuff on the table that I needed to hear about. The beat down, the blood. Uh, I don't need to hear about 4 years ago or Cody Rhodes. I don't need to hear about that. I don't think that was the right call.
They should start every single episode of Dynamite and Collision and Rampage and pay-per-view by saying thank you, Cody Rhodes. And then they start.
Ooh.
Yeah. They should
Again,
somehow put
that's
the
a joke. Satire.
Yeah, they should somehow put the elevator back into the set and just occasionally just look at it longingly.
What if like the Young Bucks start coming up in the Cody Vader? Wouldn't that be great?
Ooh, yeah. Jade Cargill got it a few times after he left.
Okay.
I don't know what they do with it now.
Nothing.
Cool, yeah. How about y'all?
Ooh.
Low
Chandler, what you
point.
got?
I'm gonna say that Darby Allin is my low point, but for different reasons. I think Sting should be the one to say his last match because it's Sting, and it's like we always knew we were gonna get here, but they could have done it a bit better. But it was still a really good show. So the fact that that's the low point is pretty good. High point, I'd have to go with Garcia Copeland. I loved that match so much, and I'm craving to see more. So that was my favorite thing.
Nice. Cool. My high point, finally getting to know who Osprey is fighting. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Mhm.
I think they low key can steal the show on what's probably going to be a great show at Revolution. Low point, man, I don't really want to copy your homework, but I'm flipping through my notes and the rest of the show was so darn good. So yeah, sorry, Darby. Boo.
Yeah. I think
Ooh,
I didn't even think about it, but the fact that one of you guys went, that's his blood on the suits,
Yeah.
and you didn't mention it.
yeah, dude. All right, Chandler, I got a cool idea for you.
Ooh.
Takeshita will get that win back at All In against Osprey.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you right now, for our predictions, I'm gonna go all in on Takeshita because I have to. And I'm debating if I'm going all in on Swerve because I genuinely want Joe to win. So I think I'll go all in on Joe, but at least for Takeshita, I'm going all in on my boy. I don't care. I have to.
Have we actually finalized the punishment? Because I think this might be Chandler's turn.
We gotta order some last dab, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
no?
I gotta look
That's
into that. I
for
can see if gotta see if I can get
Or is that the
free those.
250 subs?
that's the one for 250 subs. I think we're still a little bit out on the Revolution punishment, but if you have any ideas, let us know in the comment section down below. We're pretty open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, wrong promo.
The losers have to make a top 5 about their least favorite wrestler, and it has to be like why they're great.
Ooh.
You gotta find the silver
Does my
lining.
Ryback video count?
You have to make like legit top 5. We all have to make a legit top 5 best Ryback video, and it's like we have to watch all of his matches and then say which are the top 5.
Ooh.
Oh.
CM Punk's gonna be on that one.
He only wrestled for like 5 years, so there shouldn't be that many, right? And I think you could probably skip like main event matches. And I'm not saying main event I'm saying the show main event. You could probably skip those. But is that it?
So I got Peacock, and I'm paying for the no ads. I can't do it. I can't commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's okay. Like I'm noticing that apparently they can't use certain theme music from back in the 90s, so they're like they did some good work and like getting in there and like removing the old theme. Like Jericho has, like, in the 90s they've got in there his like attitude era like rap like like
Break the
Mhm.
walls
uh, the,
down.
yeah, it's so weird watching him in WCW with that theme. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like ruining it for me. But yeah, I'm sure I'll be finding a lot of old footage uh, that they did that with.
To be fair, I think that was something they did on the network. So, like, when the WWE network launched, I think they had to do that for a lot of people's entrance music. For whatever reason, the copyright just didn't hold up or they didn't want to renew it. So, I think that's why you have a lot of different music.
Yeah, but it's cool. I'm going to consider it a good investment when we really pick up on our review uh, series. I think that'll be invaluable.
Yep.
So yeah, we're for everyone out there, we're gonna alternate picking some old pay-per-views and review them. What can go wrong?
Yeah. If you have
Hmm.
any good suggestions of stuff you want us to review, throw that down in the comments too.
Yeah, please, absolutely. I definitely want to sprinkle in some old mid '90s All Japan. I think that'll be one of my first five I want to do. But yeah, this is kind of a new format that we haven't done yet. So I'm looking really forward to delving into that. People really dig, old retro reviews. So um, yeah, yeah, I think it'll be fun. Cool. Do we have any wrestling news that we've come
Only,
across?
only one at the top of my head. I think Collision, we mentioned that AEW is definitely getting Okada, right? We mentioned that already. Um,
Mhm.
so the only thing I know is that The Rock was 100% going to main event WrestleMania, and he has conceded that. Like he is giving it up to Cody. So it's and this is where I said, like, I'm not looking into this. Is this a work? Is this a shoot? How long has this been a work? How long has this been a shoot? I'm past that. I'm just into the story right now. So I just think that's really interesting. And I give them mad props to them because I was
Yeah.
kind of like pretty mad. I was a big Cody crybaby, still am, by the way. But I was mad because I was like, "Oh, this is stupid. This makes no sense, and it'll be a bad match." And for them to go, you know what? We'll change it. The fact that they've done it at all, no matter what the factoring decision was, okay, I'm fine with it. I'm getting what I want. I'm getting the match I want, so I'm happy. And Drew McIntyre, can we talk about him? Can we please talk
Ooh,
about Drew
yes.
McIntyre? DM Hunk, he is so good right now. I saw this little like it was like on their
Officially
TikTok or whatever.
re-signed too.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, thank God. Give him that stupid title, please. They did this thing on social media. You've seen his Punk shirt, right? Where it's like Punk's WrestleMania moment or whatever. So Adam Pierce, who's like the Raw general manager, was coming up on him. Was like, "Hey, I told you not to wear that. I'm going to double your fine if you do." And he's like, "No, no, no. Okay, fine. I'll take the shirt off." And he takes his shirt off, and he's just wearing another shirt of the same kind underneath. And Pierce is like, "All right, I'm tripling it." And he's like, "Ah, well, like." Drew is on a generational run right now. I love him so much.
Oh man. Uh, well, back to the Cody Rock thing. Uh, I already care about this more than I want to or ever thought I would. Um, so is the WWE content with being like, oh, we're giving them the match they want, but you all ain't getting that title change, right? Like, are
I
they
think
just
if
like,
Vince
oh,
was
we'll,
still in
we'll give
charge,
them the
that would
match?
definitely happen.
I don't know. I think it's all
Record.
building up to Cody taking it this year. I think
Record.
I know, and it's not even a record. The record is Bruno's, right? That Hulk Hogan's not a record. It's a part of it. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of bad things that might happen if Cody loses again. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people will check out. I'm kind of a part of
Mhm.
that. Like it's a story they've been building it up. And you know what? If Roman Reigns just had a year of like the year of his career, or even like a half decent career year where he showed
He
up
didn't.
more, I wouldn't really be talking about this. But he missed Survivor Series, which is a big deal. He missed like a bunch of pay-per-views in a row. So like, I don't know, I'm kind of indifferent. If he wins, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, I think if Vince McMahon were still running the show, he's a spiteful asshole, and he would just do it just to piss people off.
Or
I think
like,
Triple H is listening to the what they call the WWE universe. Punk would be back otherwise.
yeah,
So I think he'll do it just because people like Chandler, like he
Mhm.
wants to he wants the people to go away happy.
yeah. I just remember last year, I was about to start watching Raw every week if he won. I was so excited. I was so into it, and he lost. And I was like, I just don't care. And luckily, I mean, I'll always love Cody Rhodes. I always want the best for him. But I was like, oh, I like, what are we doing here? Like, what's the end game? And so hopefully this is the end game. Hopefully this is what they've built to. Because unless it's like MJF costing Cody this match or something crazy stupid like that, I don't think you could do another Cody loss. Like it'd have to be something huge, bigger than The Rock already coming back. Like that's what we're on here. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let
Cody
it
will
play
shake
out.
hands. Maybe Cody Rhodes will shake hands with The Rock in like sort of a in honor of the WrestleMania X7 Stone Cold Steve Austin shaking hands with the devil to win the title. Maybe that's something Cody will do. I don't want that, but maybe. It would suck to go from one long heel reign to another heel reign. Like, I think people just want a big babyface champion.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see, man. They got the world talking.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I guess in other news, uh, we're probably going to be getting QTV back.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
QT Marshall back in AEW.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I okay,
he's
time
he's an
out.
EVP now.
No way.
Is he Cody 2.0?
Oh my oh my gosh, I had no idea. QTV is coming back, baby. So wait, that makes no sense. Why would he be like, "Oh, this isn't good. This isn't what I want. This isn't the direction they're going for."
They came to terms. They're
Is that a
letting him
good
do what he wants. Right?
is that a good thing or bad? They're giving him more
I
power.
I think his new role is strictly backstage. Um, yeah, th- there's some pretty good articles out there about it, but
Next
yeah.
week on Dynamite, Swerve is going to hand his slot in the triple threat to QT Marshall, just like Cody with The Rock. He's going to be like, you know what? I've been seeing some special counsel on how to beat you, Samoa
Oh,
Joe, and I found him. And then QT Marshall comes out.
ooh, beautiful. Um, yeah, weird. Like I thought maybe he'd be in WWE for sure. Uh, after that, but yeah, QT's back, man. Behind the scenes, executive role. Um,
Wow.
Also, did you guys hear of the mass TNA roster letter to the owners
Yeah.
saying
Now,
how bad they need Scott D'Amore?
seems like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm a fan of TNA, but what I've heard is that the biggest fan is Scott Demore, and he's the one who's been bringing its name back. I mean, this is the company that was torn to shreds by Hulk Hogan and Aaron Bischoff at like 2011, and now we're looking at it like everyone was talking about how good TNA is at the beginning of the year
Mhm.
and how they're on a hot run. They just signed Nick Nemeth. Jordan Grace was in the Rumble, so that was a big mainstream shout out. Like, there's all these big things going on for TNA.
Rebrand?
Yeah, big rebrand, nostalgia is great. And then they're like, oh, the guy who got us there, let's axe him. This is the same thing, not the same thing, but this is like when Disney fired James Gunn and all the cast were like, well, we're not going to do the movie because we want him to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And so Disney had to hire him back. So maybe this is something like that where
Yeah.
people will be like, oh no, we're not going to show up if he's not around.
Yeah. Yeah, it was super deflating to hear that he got fired. Yeah, I read the whole letter. Like, he really meant a lot to like everybody, and he was like the heart and soul behind it all. And yeah, really passionate, heartfelt letter to the owners of TNA. But yeah, that's all I really got about any news.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Anything?
No,
Gotcha.
it's been honestly, like, I hate to say it, it's been kind of quiet unless it's like Rock, Roman, Cody. It's been fairly
Yeah.
quiet. Elimination Chambers coming up soon. It's not looking like the most exciting card, but at least like Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax will be fun. You got the men's chamber, which will most likely have Drew win. You got the women's chamber, which will most likely have Becky Lynch win. So there's a lot of highlights on the card, but nothing that's like crazy, I guess, at the moment.
Gotcha. Um, no, it looks like Yuka Sakazaki has been removed from the AEW roster page. Not a big deal.
Who I've never heard of that person.
She, man, what's her nickname? Like the Magic Girl or something.
Mhm.
Japanese. Yeah, she was featured pretty heavily the first couple years. She's in the
Appar-
video
appar-
game.
Apparently, she's been re-added.
What?
Yeah, AEW star added back to roster after being removed.
Yeah, I mean, shit, that happens every now and again, I guess. WWE messes up sometimes, and it happens,
Uh,
right? But yeah, not a whole lot going
Mother
on.
Wayne is listed as an official member of the women's roster. Are you kidding me? I never noticed.
Yes. You
Oh
Uh,
would
my
boo
gosh.
me, a mother?
I haven't put a mic in her hand in so long. Come on, Tony Khan, you're washed. Put her back. Put her back on screen.
She needs to be Mercedes
She
Monet's
should start
mouthpiece.
like she should start like, you know how Paul Heyman would announce Brock Lesnar because no one else could do it as good as him. She should do that for Christian, but just as bad as possible. Like Christian Cage or something like that. Like, oh,
You
that'd be
would boo
so good.
him, a father?
I wouldn't. I'd never boo Christian. Never on my life.
you like the new T-shirt? Christian Cage is my father. That's
Yeah.
just simply what it says.
Oh my gosh. Subtlety is dead and it deserved to die.
Cool. Well, yeah, I think that about wraps it up for the show. Yeah, good show, gentlemen.
Hmm.
Nice and free and loose. Yeah, good stuff. Don't forget everyone out there, comment, like, and most importantly, subscribe. We really appreciate your support.
Yeah.
Please.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Chandler. Thank you, Chad. Really
Thank,
enjoy doing the show.
thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. Cool. All right, everyone out there. That just about does it. Thank you for watching if you're here at the end. And yeah, check out our collision review coming up in a few days. Thank you very much. Bye.
Peace.
JK, there's no collision. Bye bye.